Hello, Oceanography students. My name is Dr. Dilling. I am your professor this semester. I've been getting lots of emails concerning how to get to the main materials of this course now that we've gotten through the first week. So I thought I'd go ahead and make a quick little video to kind of show you how I suggest navigating through this class. I have it on right now, the student view, so this should be what your homepage looks like when you open up this class. I do have a widescreen computer, so it might be a little bit different just because of that, but besides that, everything else should be the same. So this is the course homepage. What's really important with the course homepage is you can see here, this is an easy access to course announcements. You click on this link, it'll take you to the announcements that I have made. Please check your announcements at least every 2 days if you don't have them already sent to you as notifications by email. I do put lots of information up here in the announcement section, especially if I'm receiving the same type of questions by email to kind of make it easier on everybody. So let's go back to the course homepage. We scroll back down. We've gotten through this area here. The first week, everything should be done. Your attendance verification assignment should be done by this point, so we can start moving on to the chapter assignments. You can see right here, please refer to the module section to continue with chapter assignments for the rest of the class. All right, you can either click on this for module links, and what I'm talking about is up here, this button that says modules. The modules is going to show you everything that you need to do for every chapter except for your labs. Okay, the very first chapter is right here, Science and Oceanography. You'll see if you click on to the overview, it'll tell you the types of questions and topics that we'll be going through for this chapter. You can read through that. Click on to the guided questions. These will be the type of questions that if you're looking to take notes, these are the questions that you want to answer that might show up on the quizzes, you might see in the labs, and on the midterm and final exam. Okay, so here are some questions. All right, the next section will be the PowerPoint. As you can see, it's going to ask you down here, show all content. So I'm going to click on it so it'll actually open it. And you're going to go through this PowerPoint lecture in its entirety to get all the information that you need for the chapter. Let's go back to the beginning. And this is chapter 1. All right, so it's going to give you a few minutes to read over it. And you hit play. And you can go through all of the slides one by one. There'll be little quizzes throughout to kind of make sure that you're paying attention. But just make sure you look through every single one of these slides to get all the information that you need. All right, once you get through the entire lecture, then it's going to tell you the next thing to do on your list is your metric lab. I highly suggest printing out this metric lab. It's PDF. A couple things that you'll see with it when you're scrolling down is it's going to say that you need a thermometer, a metric stick, a ruler, a balance. You really don't need any of those items. For the most part, they come in handy at the very end of the lab. All right. For these measurements here, if you do not have a scale or measuring tape or anything like that, just guess. All right, say that weight of someone you know in pounds. Say that your cousin weighs 150 pounds. All right, the biggest thing is just to be able to convert it into metric units. All right, ideal room temperature, we know off the top of my head, I'm pretty comfortable at 75, so I'd put 75 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, length of your pinky, it's really just guessing. You know how big a centimeter is, so just kind of guess how many centimeters in grams your keys are. All right, I'm not looking for the exact measurements or weights. It's more just an exercise to teach you how to convert those units. All right, once you get done doing this portion of the assignment, then you can go in and enter your answers in the lab quiz, which is here. All right. And once you're done doing the lab quiz, which I'm going to get out of it, get back to the module. And scroll back down. All right, you'll see here Chapter 1 quiz. Make sure you've gone through and read the entire chapter 1 and went through the PowerPoint and took whatever notes or those questions that were asked in the guiding questions before you go into chapter 1 quiz. Your chapter 1 quiz is a timed quiz. You have 60 minutes to complete it. There's 25 multiple choice questions. You do have 2 attempts to take this quiz. If you're not happy with your first grade, you can take it a second time. You will not see the same questions the second time you'll take it. It'll be completely different questions. I take them from a bank of 100 questions, and so the chances of you seeing the same exact questions the second time is pretty slim. All right, but you do have 2 chances. Whichever the higher grade between the 2 is the one that'll count towards your course grade. So all you'll do is you'll take the quiz, you click it here, it'll open it up. Please do not open this up if you do not have 60 minutes to sit and take the quiz without any interruption, because it is timed. Okay, so make sure you have the time to sit down when you open it. Once you get done with that, you're done with chapter 1. Everything in your module on this list has been completed for chapter 1. Pretty easy. Same thing the rest of the semester, except when you start getting into your laboratory assignments that are due for different chapters. For Science 1 or Chapter 1, it's not in Mastering Oceanography because I gave you a couple minutes or a couple days, weeks to get used to having the new program. For the rest of the chapters, there will be a laboratory exercise that you'll have to get out of Mastering Oceanography, and I'll go through that in just a second. So same type of thing, your guiding questions, your PowerPoints, the overview, and your quiz. Okay, chapter 2. Now I'd like to go back to the home page and scroll down to kind of show you the course calendar. Excuse me. All right, I use this course calendar for everything. So you'll see right now, today's the 13th. Tomorrow, all of your attendance verification items are due. On the 17th, Chapter 1 quiz and your metric system lab quiz is due. All right. January 24th, Chapter 2 quiz, lab activity number 2. This is what I want to go over. So the quiz you can find in your modules. This lab activity is going to come from your Mastering Oceanography. Everything for the rest of the semester that says lab activity comes from Mastering Oceanography. Some of you have had a problem getting into it. I think most of the problems have been solved. To get into Mastering Oceanography, you have to do so from the Canvas homepage, this page right here. Please do not try logging onto it through Pearson. You will not be able to get into it. All right, Edison has set up their own integrated web page that has to be accessed through Canvas. To get to it, you will go to either Course Home or Assignments on the left-hand button here. I have already entered my access code, so it'll go right into it. So if I hit Assignments, it'll go into Mastering Oceanography. It's asking me down here to show everything. I hit Show All Content, because I'm using Internet Explorer right now. Some of you prefer to use Google Chrome, which is fine. At the top right-hand, left-hand corner, I think it's different for different computers. You'll see a shield. If you get a blank screen, look for that shield and hit Allow. It will allow you to use Google Chrome. If you use Internet Explorer like I am right now, you just have to hit that Show Content button that pops up. So when I open up assignments, this is what I see in Mastering Oceanography. This is Introduction to Mastering Geology, which was the practice exam that I wanted you to do for attendance verification. All right, here's Chapter 2 lab activity. You just click on it, you go into it, and you can complete this activity one by one. It'll take you through. And this is what it looks like. Read through it and answer the questions. All right, it's pretty easy. If we go into Course Home, see how it looks a little bit different on your side. Show all content. All right, it'll show it through the calendar. I again like using the calendar because I can see what's due when. So the Introduction to Mastering Geology is due tomorrow, and here's your Chapter 2 lab activity. All right, I try to make all the labs due on Fridays. I think I tried to make everything due on Friday that wasn't attendance verification. All right, when you complete your lab, your grade will be in this Mastering Oceanography, and I will have to manually enter it into Canvas. They are not completely together. So you should be able to see what your grades are in Mastering, but I do have to transfer it over to Canvas to be able to calculate for your whole course grade. So give me a couple days once you finish it to be able to do so. But really, that's it. If you bought just the e-text and not the actual textbook, you can access your e-text here on the computer from that e-text button, and it'll open it up for you just as it is with my computer. All right, I'm in the student view, so everything I'm seeing right now is the way that you see it when you go into it, and here is the textbook. All right, and I think that's really everything I wanted to show you. What's really important is always go on your home page. Okay, when you're on the home page, click on the announcements if you don't get them through your email to make sure that I haven't sent out any announcements. All right, always check the calendar, see what's due, coming up when, or stay on top of it, because some of, especially with the lab activities, they're not all going to show up in your to-do messages. So make sure you check it pretty frequently and stay on top. I'll try to send out reminders of what's due when, but sometimes I forget. So you'll have to stay on top of everything. The other important areas, you got your home page, you have your calendar, you have your announcement section, announcements here. The modules is where you can get everything for your course about what's due. All right, if you go down here to course home and assignments, this is where you get your lab activities and your mastering oceanography. Okay, so hopefully this will help you a little bit. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. You can email me right through Canvas. You can email me at my Edison email, which is sdilling@edison.com. All right, if you have any questions, please email me and I will get back to you usually within 24 hours. Thank you. Bye.